Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Anton Maroon, and in this video I'm going to be talking about and explaining my super simple electric system for my van. Alright, so climbing on the roof here, I got 300 watts of solar. I got the flexible panels because my roof is round as heck, so that was a simple solution for me. In between here I have a 20 amp fuse. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, 20 amp MC4 fuse and 12 gauge solar cables. And this is enough solar for my needs. Okay, and I'm not technically a professional, so take whatever I say in this video with a grain of salt. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so that being said, each of these red positive cables has basically a breaker or a fuse. So on the battery, there is I believe a 100 amp fuse, because my system is only a 100 amp battery. So essentially, if this battery was discharging more than 100 amps, it would break the fuse and shut off the whole system for safety. So each one of these positive cables has a breaker or a fuse. This is my 800 watt inverter to my breaker to the bus bar. We have my 40 amp solar charge controller to a breaker to the bus bar, and we have my fuse panel to a breaker to the bus bar. So essentially we're connecting all three of these components to the battery. Remember, the bus bar is the battery essentially, and in between the positive connections is a breaker. Now the reason there's a breaker as opposed to a switch is because you could actually not a switch. The reason there is a breaker as opposed to a fuse is because you can use the breaker as a switch. So if I wanted to turn off my entire fuse panel, I could just hit this switch and now there is no connection. And if it ever was to essentially break, like if the breaker broke because there's too much electricity going through, you can always reset it super easy. Whereas a fuse, you have to replace it and buy a new one. All my appliances in the van are DC powered, and then I do have my inverter that I will use something like this, but something a little bit longer that I could probably install a little bit closer to everything in the van. And I have 800 watt inverter, like I said, so I'll be able to use a blender, make coffee, charge things, charge my laptop, my phone, little simple stuff like that. Definitely not enough power for like an induction or like an electric water heater or anything like that, but it is enough for a part-time camper. Once again, I'm not a professional, but everything in here works and is very safe. Do with this information what you will. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of videos with like very simple electric systems, and hopefully me explaining it helped you to understand it just a little bit better. But yeah, feel free to message me on Instagram or leave a comment on YouTube, and I will do my best to get back to you. If you got some value out of this video, please leave a like and a nice comment, and please subscribe to my channel.